Hello and welcome to my shop. It's the time of the year, nights are getting longer, it's darker outside, and as a big fan of Teelight Candle Holders, today's project will be a Teelight Candle Holder. One thing in advance, sorry for the delay of the video, but I actually just managed today to book a hotel for next weekend's performance, and I'll like to invite everybody to come along, as I'll be with at the open house of Drechselbedarf Schulte in the what is that called, Amstland area here. It's a 2 hours ride, but this is my local dealer, and I'll go there mainly because I won't perform during these days, but I'll be there both days. Mainly because I want to get my lathe set up, all finished, and I'll get the bed extension for it, and this way. I'm really looking forward to meet Daniel from the Netherlands over there. He'll be there on Saturday, he said, and I really look forward to meet some people. And this is one very important thing for me, actually meeting the people of Woodworking Europe or other turners from around and have a little conversation with them, and I'll take the chance for both days to be over there and watch all the turners from all over Europe coming over there and showing their skills and performance. Okay, with that said, I'll head over for the Teelight Candle Holders, and as I'm, well, not that making round stuff, so I decided to make a triangle, well, a triangle shaped Teelight candle holder. It's hard to show this with the light on, but nevertheless, you'll see some footage of this one here, which is, well, actually it went a little wrong, and that's the reason why the finish of it isn't shown the way I wanted it to. But as you see over here, I went pretty close to the rim, to the edge of the insert, and it might pop off in a while. I don't know. I'll see. I'll keep that. But you see the footage of how I made this one here. And I hope you enjoy this. Okay, then I'm a member of Google Plus group called Creative Woodturning, and there they challenged, well, the owner of that group, or the founder of the group, challenged us to make something with the topic light and dark. So as I make these Teelight candle holders, and everyone is around with, well, painting something, I made this one, and you'll see some pictures of that in the end. I put up the pictures of all my finished Teelight candle holders, as they are 3.5 at the moment. As you see, this one here is still on my covered lathe, and it's looking forward for the next coats of paint. As I'm using on these, I'm using yellow as a base, so everything is covered in yellow. Then I put on top of that, I put some bright red, and for the dark portions, like these, well, this went not totally right the way I wanted it, but it came out good in the first place. I used blue in order to darken the underside here. This goes almost black when it comes to the end, but I wanted to have a little more black, and I took a little too much on here. Couldn't sand it off, but in this way. So this one here, which isn't finished yet, will be my entry for this. So if you like, well, to join me on the 2 open days of Drechselbedarf Schulte, I'll leave a link down there. And also, if you like to participate in the challenge on the Google Plus page, I'll leave a link to the Google Plus page down there as well. And you have to be a turner. This is the only thing you have to show some of your turnings in order to join the group. So it's not, well, showing something for the competition, but it's something you have to show that you're a turner and that you are turning things. And this is the only thing which is important on that group. So I hope I'll see some of you next weekend, and if this doesn't happen, okay, I'll be glad for showing some pictures of that in the following video. And I don't know whether there will be a video on Thursday this week, as I have to make something for the radio I've got for testing from Bosch, and I have to finish that one until the end of this month. And so with that said, enjoy how I made this Teelight candle holders. Enjoy the pictures at the end. Leave a thumbs up, comment on the video, that's very important for me, and well, if you haven't so, subscribe to my channel. With that said, it's with greetings from good old Germany, your Peter Freitag. Thank God it's Friday. So this is the blank for the Teelight, and even if you are using a worm screw or you're using a glue block, you have to find the center, and you have to find the center on the top, and this is that easy. You just take a trusted square, but that's against one of the edges here, and align this with the point, the opposite point. This will put these into half. Well, making a blank like this is dead easy, as you just set your saw to 30 degrees, so you end up with a 60 degree on the inside corners here, which makes a triangle with even long sides, and this is what I want to have for the turning blanks. So I do this on all 3 sides, just in case I made a mistake on the tiny mistake. And as you see here, well, you can't see that, but I can see that there is a little offset. This offset is, well, less than a millimeter. So what I do next is I use the awl and punch, well, into the center of this triangle, just a tiny hole, and this will be extended by this thingy here, and going off the lathe now. Okay, so this is the point where to drill, and you should also do this when you are mounting it to a waste block. The waste block has to be prepared like so. You take the block and then you drill into the center and well, let something protrude, a dowel protrude out of there. This dowel centers the whole thing on this center point, so you won't lose this point while experimenting around where to put the glue block in. Okay, so the glue block has to be done on the lathe, and that's it. So I go to the drill press and drill the hole for my worm screw. Okay, I got the worm screw inserted into my 50mm chucks here, and now it's a matter of getting this on here. And what I like to do is I'm just trying to see whether it's parallel to the, it isn't, so I'm trying to get this in as straight as possible. Blank butts against the jaws, and this is it. So you should start perpendicular to the turning line, as this will give the real center, otherwise it will wander in one or the other direction. Don't forget to unlock the spindle, and it is running pretty true. Okay, time to do some shavings. That's okay, that's locked. That's it. So let's do some damage. Now it's a matter of finding the angle of how to set up the tool rest. Okay, I start by marking the center of the blank on here. This is the diameter of the hole, which will be done on here. So this goes up to here. I have a small rim. And now when I connect both of these, the tip here and the part where it should end, this is the angle I want to cut. And I have to do this on the inside as well. So as I start on the inside, I set the tool rest to meet this angle. You see. And now I'm cutting parallel to the tool rest into the wood. And I'm going away, other than hollowing out like so, which would give well, the resulting arch is really an arch, but when you're doing it like so, hollowing out, the arch would go like so. But I want to have a flat one, consistent, with a consistent change in the angle, which is more like a circle. This one here is more like an oval shape. But I want to have it as a circle, so I have to go in straight. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's do some damage, and I'll keep this bevel here parallel with the with a tool rest. In this way, I'm just cutting into the piece here, and you'll see the arch evolving. And I'll do this at the ridiculous speed of 1700 rounds per minute. Okay, as you see here, the arch is coming up. Now I have to reposition the tool rest, get a little closer, and therefore I just start by doing a relief cut on the inside here. So I can actually go closer to this rim here. Might do this a little different. So just keep the tool rest parallel to the line you just described, and you'll end up with a nice curve. See that curve? It sounds strange, but it gets a very, very clean cut here on the inside now. Okay, what I'm doing now is I get this over to here and just scrape away a little, get a little relief here by using a scraper, as I need a little more space here. When the gouge goes in like so, you might get a catch here on the inside otherwise. Got it. Okay, well, this will become very, very thin. I did the angle. Okay, no problem. Okay. So what I do now is I start finishing on that one here. No. So it's time to turn it around. Okay. So get it off the lathe. Okay, there's not much room to play with now. what I'm doing now is I'm getting one corner aligned to the number 1 jaws. This way I can reverse mount it very precise. Okay, turn down the speed, see whether it works. Yep. It does. Okay, now everything the other way around. Okay. So I want to stay parallel to this one here now. And I start by cutting away these edges now. And the same way as I did it on the inside, I do it on the outside, just by following the guide, by using the tool rest as a guide. For drilling into it, as the tip of the Forstner bit has nothing to guide on, I start with a high rounds per minute until the outside of the Forstner bit gets a shoulder to ride on, and then I go down with the lathe speed, and I am cooling the bit while drilling into it with some pressured air. Actually, by cooling the bit, I can hold it in my hand, although I just drilled in 27 millimeters, which is a little more than an inch. Okay, now it's time to widen that and go deeper into it and create a nice flat bottom there. Using this scraper thingy I made from an old chisel, go ahead and extend the hole up to where it accepts the glass insert. Yep, this is it. Okay. Okay, what I'm doing next is shaping this, and I just want to have a small cove in here where you might put some flowers in or whatever. Yeah, I'll leave the rest for sanding. Okay, for burnishing, I'm using the same pad as I did, but I've got some other things on start. This is denatured alcohol. This is oil. Well, actually, I'm using camel oil, this Japanese stuff, because it's has got no color and it takes no color to the wood. And I've got some diluted shellac. This is half the concentration of the actual shellac I put on there. So what I'm doing now is I start by applying that diluted shellac to the cotton pad here, and from there on I'll just take a couple of drops, not too much. Work this in. Okay, I guess that's okay. And I start by just using this pad with the shellac alcohol mixture. I put this back in, and in order that this does not stick, I'm just using a couple of drops of oil. I put that on the surface as well. Not that much, just 2 drops here, 2 drops over here, 2 drops over here, and smear that around. So I've got an even layer of oil here, and the pad won't stick to the wood. Okay, now I can go ahead, and what I'm actually doing here is I'm burnishing the shellac. It's like aggressive mode, denibbing it with alcohol, denibbing it with sandpaper or whatever you use. This is burnishing the shellac into a nice even layer, and this way you can't burn through the shellac, as it's always some new applied, which is in here. You actually feel whether this starts getting tacky, and you don't want to have it tacky. If it gets tacky, you're almost there where you want to be, because then you've got an even layer of shellac on the surface. Okay, let me finish this and I'll come back when I turn the piece around. Okay, for the ones who are not that patient, this will take me about half an hour now. Okay, see you when I turn the piece around. Okay, the outside is finished, and all what's left to do is shape the base here. And I measured it before, and I'm able to go down to about here, which leaves me 5mm bottom here, so I don't go through. So what I'm going to do now first is I cut away on this, I bring it down to about here, and then I shape the base of for the insert here. Yeah, it looks good. pretty happy with that. So, in case you're wondering, this scene here, as you see over here, I turned the banjo around so I could get into here without interfering on this side. I couldn't get closer with a small tool rest. So I took the big one and turned the banjo around. Okay, I can't go any further over here as I might pop through the rim I've got on the other side. Okay, so now it's up for some sanding, and you'll be back when I finish that and take it off the lathe.